shirts that they have the artwork on the back of it. This is the amazing artist that created it. How are you doing today, Rick?
I'm great out here on the ferry boat.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yes, wonderful day. It's just beautiful out here. I love the ferry system in North Carolina.
Beautiful. This is my first time on the ferry, so I'm thoroughly enjoying this
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
absolutely. People don't realize just how wonderful it is going from Ocracoke to the Outer Banks. I've been out here many times. It's really cool.
This is pretty cool. So tell me about the painting, the artwork that's on the back of some of the shirts that everybody can get for sale. What was like outside of the world? How was the inspiration of everything coming together for that?
Well, there's so many different kinds of teams, and they come from all over the world. And I wanted to express that on my artwork, and which I did. With the sails that you see, I should have a sample of it right here. But I wanted to make the flags of the countries and have that represented in the artwork. And there's a lot of things in there. A guy looking one of the ground crew guys holding the flag was a former
Yeah.
Lee Queensberry, was a good friend of mine, and the sails are the newer type sails, but the one out front, and I again was the original sail from Mike Worrell, who
Oh,
who competed.
awesome.
He competed up until the very end when he realized he couldn't do that any longer because he was the race director and
Yes.
was But anyway, it was there's a lot of different meanings in that artwork. All the different checkpoints on the sail of a beached old Hobie
I
cat.
saw that.
There's a lot of different things in there.
It's a lot of nice little hidden gems that I saw in there that I loved looking at. We have those available for you guys. Like he said, where they're going to be for purchase in Virginia Beach.
In Virginia Beach at the end, at the oceanfront end, when the boats come in, I'll be out front there. They'll also be in Kitty Hawk.
And he has a little bit of everything. Now, not just on the shirts. You actually have the actual pictures on canvas as well?
Well, I have some framed pieces. I have some shrink wrapped prints. I have them rolled up. Anyway, and we've got shirts with that on the back. Um, we've got also just regular logo shirts available. So I'm the merchandise guy. So whatever you got, whatever you want, I'm sure I have.
He has everything. You got the hats, you got the shirts. So look, cups. Then you have the tumbler cups that were
Yes.
available as well. And Brandon had a drink in one of those things, and it was cool for like 3 days. I don't know where you got that tumbler from, but that is a good one.
No, I think somehow he's got that tumbler out of my van without me looking. I'm just kidding.
That drink was cool for like 3 days. That was awesome. So tell me a little bit more about yourself and outside of the world and what you got going on.
Well, actually, I started with the world way back in the late 79, 80, 81, 82. I've done about five different art prints of the World 1000. I approached Michael back when he was doing it, when the race ran 24 hours, and I was with the Shack Sail team. 1980, 1881 is when I created my first poster, and it went over like crazy. So I've been doing them ever since. Not ever since. I just did up until 1989.
And you did this one for the 50th.
Yes, had to do the 50th. I was asked to do it, and I said, "All right, I'll do this." And in a tribute to the guys that have come before us and they're not with us any longer. But I've been doing art my basically my whole life, and this was a really this is a great event that I had to be a part of.
Of course. So, are you debuting any art and any other art outside of what you did for the world anywhere else currently?
Well, the posters can be available at the 21st Street Art Gallery. That's one of the only other locations in Virginia Beach that they can be seen, other than my website rickromano.com, which is I have everything there. So, but basically I just kind of just come and go and do artwork when I when I can, and I enjoy the lifestyle of it.
The life of a true creative. That's what it sounds like, definitely.
Yeah, that's me. I paint on anything. Paint on driftwood, paint on canvas, paper. I'll paint on your grandmother. You bring her over.
I love that. Well, I like body paint. You ever painted on you gotta have somebody to paint on?
No, I've never done that, but there's always a first time.
Well, listen, we're gonna have to schedule this next time I come to Virginia. Put on some body paint. Let's get a picture. Get Brandon to get the picture done, and that'll be great. Something for somewhere.
Well, I'll have to get permission from Ann.
And so sorry. I'll be covered, and you can paint over the swimsuit.
Sounds good. I'd be happy to oblige.
We're trying to bring all types of different stuff to the world this year. Don't worry. With me and who is Johnny Creative Media Team around, we're going to bring all types of different stuff to the world. So tell me about your being on the ground crew for teams back in the past with the World 1000.
Well, I mean, I was bartending at the Shack in 1980, and just enjoying life. I was selling art, all kinds of artwork at the old Shack built location on 17th Street, Virginia Beach, and I heard about this team that they were putting together, and I said, "Whoa, I've got to do this. I want to be a part of it." Didn't know any of the guys on the sailors, and I said, talk to the owner, Mike Cannon. Sure, I'll introduce you. And next thing you know, I'm just Mr. Photographer for the team. I didn't have any specific duties except take pictures and make jokes, and they just loved it. We didn't stay in hotels like we're doing on this
Now,
race. We had a home, and of course, it ran 24 hours, so we never knew where we were going to be, how long we were going to be on a beach. So we just stayed in the motorhome, and 2 o'clock in the morning, and one sailor would come off. We'd put a fresh sailor on with food and send them on their way, and that's how it ran. It ran like that for a long time until we realized it just couldn't go on like
yeah.
that.
It's a lot of wear when it comes to doing that on the sailors, on the ground crew, on a little bit of everybody, I believe.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of times they'd get to a location before we even got there, and we would feel it would be awful because they'd get to the beach and we're not even there yet,
To
and then
help.
and they'd shove off again, and because we'd be in touch with them, they'd find a telephone somewhere and they'd call us up and say, "Listen, we're on our way to the next checkpoint." So it was crazy.
'Cause technology wasn't like technology now, where you can keep up and track and see when they're coming. So I know that was a lot. You guys maneuvered through that very well for a pretty long time.
We did. We handled it, and there were times when some teams got lost, and Michael had to call the race off because of weather, and but those Australians, they were just somehow they would bypass everybody. We'd call this race off, and they're all on their way to the next checkpoint.
So
So
is this a thing with the Australians where it's something with them in the sea? They're just one.
they are just one with the ocean. Those guys are, and they're such great guys.
They are.
Everybody on this whole race today is just fantastic. It's like a big family, And to me, it's not about who wins. It really is about who finishes,
Exactly.
and the commitment and the respect that they get when they do finish, and just to say that I raced in the world and finished, and they went on and they come back for more.
Every time. That's one of the things that I'm noticing where it's like yeah, we might not have did it this, we might not have won this time, but we're going to be back, and it's all about completing. That's one of the things I hear from a lot of the racers where it's really just completing the world. They want everybody to actually finish. No one left behind is what I'm seeing here.
That's pretty much it. I mean, when other teams get into trouble, other teams, if they're racing behind them or in front of them, they'll stop.
Yes.
And it's happened already in this race, and that just goes to show you the respect that they have for each other. It's just the camaraderie is amazing.
Well, we appreciate them very much. Is it anybody that you would like to say thank you, miss you too, hi? Because we have our Facebook viewers and families listening. So if you want to give any shout outs or words to those who are worried, you have the time now.
Absolutely. I want to say a shout out to Ann, who's taking care of her parents, which is a handful, and my daughter Cami Romano, and my brothers are all watching, keeping up with the race, and just hang in there. The best is yet to come, you guys.
Thank you so much. Also, tell them the website again where they can actually see some of your work and possibly get some.
Absolutely. My website is rickromano.com. Real easy to find. Just type in Romano, and you'll see all my stuff from years all over the place. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks to who?
Say what now?
Frank. He gave you a shout out on Facebook.
Oh,
Shout
really?
out to Frank on Facebook.
Hey, thanks, Frank. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, man.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I definitely appreciate it, and I'll see you at your setup because he has a nice. If you're looking for him when you come to any of the actual checkpoints, he's the guy with the big white truck. He'll have it open so you can get your shirts, you can get your hat, you can get your tumblers, you can buy a picture or two, framework, all of that. If you guys come out and see us and support us, make sure you go to Rick and get your memorabilia. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate it. It is Nikki here on the ferry going to Carolina, and I'll be